Hi there, Lindsay here, the Frugal Crafter. I was getting ready to put a few pastel pencil sets in my main pastel pencil storage. So I think I've shown this before, but it's been a while. I have this old spice rack that I use to keep my pastel pencils, my watercolor brush markers, and a random assortment of, you know, just random junk in here. I really need to tidy this up, but when I want to go use my pastel pencils, I prefer to have them all together by color, all different brands mixing together. Because every line, every set of pencils you buy, if you buy some open stock or whatever, all the colors are slightly different, so it's nice to have them kind of all together. But I have kept some of them separate. For one, I have this, I have a very old set of Derwent, like set of 24 Derwent pastel pencils in there, and I got this newer set that I use if I'm teaching a pastel pencil class for Michael's, for Derwent, so that I would have like kind of their newest products. But I realized that they're not my favorite things to teach with, so I would get much more use out of these if they were in my rack over there, because these are different than the old set of 24 that they used to sell. The colors are a little bit different. And then I recently got these, and I used these on this artwork here in conjunction with some soft pastels the other day. And I was really impressed with these. They're pretty new to the scene. As far as I know, these are by Nione, which Nione makes the Mark Art colored pencils, which are a really great deal. You can get 120 for like under $30, and they're very similar to Holbein pencils. I guess they're a pretty popular brand. I think they're made in China. Yeah, made in China. But they're a good quality for the price. And so Lightwish, the company that represents Paul Rubens and Ardex, they asked me if I'd like to try their new pastel pencils, and this is what I received. So they're selling the Nione ones, and they came in this little case here that has two lift-out trays, kind of like the Faber-Castell Polychromos with the little strings. And yeah, it's nice. The case is nice. They all sharpened really well, the ones that I sharpened anyway. I swatched them out, and I was really surprised at how bright they were. And then I started swatching them next to other pencils I had, and I thought, that's great. I'm going to put these in with my other pencils so I get more use out of them. I save my tins in case I ever want to go back later, but usually once they're out of their tins, I use them a lot more, so I just leave them there. But I thought it might be kind of fun today to compare these different brands that I have, and then maybe if you're in the market for some pastel pencils, you'll have something to go on. Anyway, so as far as I know, the Niones, at least in America, are only available in this 24 color set. It runs around $28, and there was like a $3 off coupon last time I looked. So you're going to pay around $1 a pencil. That's not horrible. It's not the best deal in the world. You know, you'll want to compare with what's available where you live. Maybe there's a larger set on AliExpress or someplace like that sells more to the Chinese market. I'm not sure because I haven't shopped there, but yeah, I want to get these in the general rotation. So what I thought I would do was swatch some and then swatch a few of their counterparts. So let's start here. We'll put, let me grab I'll grab the black pencil. I'll start with Nione. N-Y-O-N-I. Very beautiful and soft. They're not too smudgy, and they're not too dusty, which is nice. I know I wrote that off the top. I just wanted to make sure that that I knew what I was swatching. And then let's do a red. Also very nice. Let's do a purple. I'm just going to do a few colors of each brand, because sometimes certain colors might be a little scratchy. Well, that way we'll have a pretty decent idea. And I'm not using a lot of pressure, so this might be a nice alternative for somebody that is, let's do like a yellow ochre, for somebody that wants to use colored pencils, but they're too hard on their wrists. You don't have to do a lot of pressure. Let's do a bright green. This is kind of like a portrait assortment too, so that's going to be a little limiting compared to some of the other sets. But if I mix this with my other stuff, it's more useful, and I'm a big believer in making your supplies more useful to you. So now let's take the Derwent, and this is the set of 24, like I mentioned. I do not remember how much these go for, but generally if you go to Blick or you go to you go to Amazon, you can find sets at a decent price. I think I would probably, although those Nionis came from shipped from Amazon and they were beautiful. They shipped beautifully, but they were also in a, there was padding in the, there was foam inside the box, and then it was also in a cardboard box inside another shipping thing. So the Derwent black is a little bit softer, a little bit more pigmented. Let's grab a red. I feel like I'm going to sneeze. Pastels are a little dusty, but I tend to sneeze a lot too. I'd say the Derwent is more pigmented and a little bit softer. Let's see. Got this purple here. This is fairly similar. Trying doing the same type of strokes. And the Derwents are a little bit thicker. So let me just grab a pencil here. The Derwent barrels are a bit thicker, and the Derwent leads look to be a bit thicker too. So you are getting a little bit more pastel here. Let's just sharpen. I also like to keep them in the case there so they don't get bumped around so much, and sometimes I wonder if maybe the tins are not the best storage. Okay, that sharpened. That sharpened pretty good. I often will use a knife, but then I got these pastel and charcoal sharpeners from Derwent, and they actually work really well for this. I do notice a little bit more crumbling when I sharpen the Nionis. I'm not sure why. Maybe it's because they have that blunt tip. Maybe let me try coloring this down a little bit and then resharpening, and see if I still get that crumble. Okay, I think it's just because I was going from that blunted, that squared off tip to a fine point, and that's why it did that. So don't worry about that, I guess. Let's see, we got a yellow. Let's try a yellow ochre color from Derwent. Nicely pigmented. Oh, this one might be a little bit closer. Sometimes it's tough. It's tough to tell. Very soft. So I'd say the Derwents are nicer than the Nionis, but also it's a different color scheme. So yeah, these are softer. The Derwents are softer. Do a brown too. Although I did not swatch that brown out the same way. I was just trying to wear it down a bit. All right, Derwent. They're good. I'm going to put them in there. They're better than the older style Derwent. If I take the old style Derwent, and it could just be because they're older and drier. Actually, no, that doesn't feel too bad. I was thinking they felt like harder and drier, but that actually feels fine. So, okay. So now let's try a new to the scene for me brand. I picked this up on recommendation from many viewers when I was talking about wanting a softer pastel pencil. These are the Carbothellos. I haven't had them that long. I don't think they were really that expensive. This is a set of 30. 36, and I'm thinking, gosh, maybe I'm misremembering, but I'm thinking I paid under $50 for them for Blick, but I could be misremembering. This is Carbothello. Again, writing that up above. So let's see. These do seem a little bit softer than the Derwents, and a little bit more smudgeable. Maybe just a wee bit. Let's try a nice bright orangey red color and see how that... Oh, these are beautifully soft. They do feel a little bit softer. That's nice. Let's try a purple. Since all the colors are a little bit different, they'll work well together. Yeah, these do seem brighter and softer. I don't know if that might mean they'll break easier, but I baby my pencils, so hopefully that won't be an issue. I'm so used to Prismacolor Premier pencils that I baby my pencils. I'm really happy with how soft these are. This color feels a little bit drier, maybe a little bit harder than the other colors, but still very pigmented. I have no complaints. But I gotta get it in my, I gotta get them in the general rotation though. I think I'll sharpen the black one because that's one I tend to like to have sharp for like signing names and stuff. So let's see how this sharpens. Seems to sharpen pretty good. Just got that little powder there. No breakage, no crumbling. Blick does a good job, at least in my experience, and I've been shopping with Blick for 20 years. They do a good job shipping their pencils. You can always put in the notes too if you're worried, just to say, could you add a little extra bubble wrap to my pencils or whatever if you think they may, I don't know, they might not ship well, but I've never had an issue. So Carbothello, that's good. That's going to be a good addition. So then in my tried and true, my moldy oldies, I have quite an assortment. Let's see. The one brand that is kind of hard to get in America, but I believe you can get it in Europe, would be the Van Gogh pencils. So I'm just going to pull this over here and see if I can find some here's a Van Gogh right here. So let's do Van. Now I have sharpened this with a knife. You can see that I just whittled away the wood and left that kind of blunt casing. For me that works pretty well because generally if I'm going in for a detail with a pastel pencil, I just need to be more detailed than a regular thick stick of pastel, so it works pretty well. Nice and pigmented, smudgeable. I don't know if I'll sharpen this one because I'll just be sharpening off that and won't really, I'll find a blunter one to sharpen. Let's find a red. Actually, I should just pull some reds here. Oh, here's a red Van Gogh. Well, we can give the sharpen test to this one, I guess. It's fairly sharp. Oh, I think I broke the lead. Oh, darn it. Yeah, fairly sharp, not as pigmented as the Carbothello. I'm going to try to sharpen this now that I have broken it. One thing I will say, and I know they say turn the sharpener, not the pencil, but I just can't get into that. I feel like I rock it more when I do that. What was I going to say? Oh, don't use a pencil sharpener, an electric pencil sharpener for your pastel pencils. I tried that and it made such a mess. And once you have shattered the core of the pencil, it's not like you can pop in the microwave and yeah, my wood is kind of splintering around the lead, unfortunately. Yeah, once you've shattered the core and I broke it again. So for this, when I have a really finicky one like this, I will take it to the bench grinder and I will just grind it down or use a knife or something. I can try it with a knife. I have a knife here. This is just like a little box cutter. Yeah, so you can see I got a crack right in the core. This is too bad. I like the Van Gogh pencils. What I think might have happened, because I've had these for quite a while, and I used to bring my Van Gogh, all my pencils down to my studio with me, and I'd let my students use them. So, I mean, they could have been dropped. They've definitely been around the block and back again. So it's not really that fair of a comparison comparing them to brand new pencils that I just got. But, okay, we were able to sharpen it with a knife all right. That does seem to work better when you have the fussier pencils. Let's see if I should have a purple Van Gogh. I had a set of 60 pastel pencils from Van Gogh. Ooh, I also want to get out there. We'll also try the General's pencils as well. Maybe I don't have any purples from Van Gogh. I think Van Gogh had pretty good light fastness, so they might not have done certain colors. Oh, this is nice and soft and pigmented. That's a Van Gogh. And I like how there's different, like I mentioned before, different colors and different ranges. Yellow ochre. A little bit different of a color, but very soft, very buttery, very nice. We'll do a green. I don't know if I probably don't have exactly the right green. Oh, this one's pretty close. Doesn't feel as soft or as pigmented as the others, this color in particular, but it could just be the color. But I'd say pretty comparable. And let's find a brown from our Van Gogh line. Oh, that's a Conte. Yeah, sometimes I'll just buy like a open stock pencil just to try out a line to see what I think of it. And then if I like it, oh, that one's nice and soft. If I like it, I'll buy more. If I don't, then I'll just skip it. So I'm going to brush those crumbs into my little thing. So Van Gogh, I like the Van Gogh. I like the Van Gogh pencils as well. I believe they're still available in Europe. They're made by Royal Talens, but they are not available in the United States. They used to have these cute little sets that they came in these purple kind of clamshells that had this stand that you'd pick up out of it, and it would have all your pencils kind of like arranged. It was really neat. That's the sets that I have, and they had watercolor, colored pencil, and pastel. And I didn't have the watercolor, but I did have the pastel and the regular. All right, let's see, what other brand? Oh, a brand that I think is really underrated are the Generals multi-pastel chalks. I think if you just want to get a small set of pencils to just be able to put a little bit of detail here and there into your onto your pastel paintings, you really can't go wrong with those General pencils. I'll pull out a few of them here. They're very affordable. You can even find them at Walmart a lot of the times. I think that's where mine came from. I was just really surprised to see them there. They don't have, I think they come in 36 colors, but I don't have, I only have like a 12 pack, I think, of them, so I'm probably not going to have all of the colors, but we can do what we can do, right? We'll do what we can do. I have a red one. I'm sure you're watching this to fall asleep too. I don't blame you. Oh, maybe I don't have a red one. Well, this will get us started anyway. Okay, so let's try our purple. This is Generals. These are a bit harder and chalkier, not quite as pigmented. The black's pretty soft though. The black is pretty soft and pigmented. Gosh, I'm surprised at how there isn't as much difference between the brands as I thought there would be. I'm going to try sharpening the black. We'll see how that goes. Oh shoot, still got a little, there we go. Gotta get that crud out of there. Generals is an American pencil company. Sharpening's great. I feel like the lead in here, the chalk, whatever you want to call it, feels very firm and strong. So these might be a little bit harder of a pencil, but they definitely seem to be putting out as much pigment as their more expensive counterparts. And they have erasers on them, if that's important to you. But these would be the most affordable pencils that we're going to look at today. Oh wait, here we go. You got a red one. Yeah, I see no qualms in the pigmentation, actually. I think that purple one seems a little bit low in pigment, but the other ones seem just fine. These are definitely, always have been a recommendation that I've had for doing the, well, let's try sharpening this brown one, of doing the pastel pencils. If I didn't have so many pastel pencils already, I'd probably, look how far, look at the point I got on that. Look at that. Yeah, you really can't beat that, because look at how vibrant those are. Comparatively. I think investing in a set of 36 of these would be a good idea. I think these are under $1 a pencil, if I'm remembering correctly. Now, when I store them in my container, I put them pencil side up so that I don't have to worry about, I can see the leads for one thing, because like Derwent and Generals, and also I think, is it maybe Conte? Or no, Creative Color, they have natural wood barrels, so it's really hard to tell what color you have unless you have the tip. Plus, chalk pastels are very, they're very fragile, so you don't want them resting on the tips. It just makes it easier to see what you have. Just be careful you don't stab yourself. But I'm trying to see if there's any other brands. I've got a few Creative Color, but I think I just had them in like a drawing kit, so there aren't many colors. I also have the Derwent Tinted Charcoal, which are about the same as the pastel pencils, and I've had a hard time with those. Creative Color. But I think the reason I've had a hard time with them is because I think they're the shipping. I think that they got damaged in shipping. Let's try sharpening Creative Color and see how that goes. Uh-oh, I feel like I broke the... Oh, no! I entirely split the wood. Oh, that's not good. So that was a big fail in the sharpening department. Oh, darn it. I'll definitely have to go to a knife. My sharpener is fairly new. I wouldn't think it could be getting dull yet, but maybe they dull. I know pastels do dull your sharpener faster than anything else, but I've only used it a couple times. And I haven't used it that heavily, so that is a bummer. Yeah, I think that the core is shattered as well. Oh, shoot. Well, that was a big fail on the Carbothello. And there, I think those are kind of a little bit more on the expensive side. Just seeing if there's any other brands that I haven't. I got Conte, but I don't have much in the Conte department. I've got a brown Conte. Oh, that's nice and soft. That's probably the softest so far that I've tried. Let's see. Oh, I've got a lead in there. Okay, we can try this. If it feels like I'm going to break something. Now this Derwent sharpener will take the Conte pastel, which is bigger. Oh, that sharpened really well, actually. Oh, I love how soft that is. This Conte is more smudgeable. It's got a nice thick barrel, which is going to protect that that chalk. And it's also got a capped end, which I think would be very, very helpful. So that might be on a list to try. I don't know if they do all their colors, if they have a full range of colors in Conte, but that was a very nice one to use. And I think that's pretty much it for the different brands of pastel pencils that I have. If you have a recommendation, please let me know what it is. I've heard good things about the ooh, isn't that nice? It's a Van Gogh. About the Caran d'Ache pastel pencils, except they're super duper sharp, soft, and they can break easily, which I don't think I need. I feel like I have a really good assortment, but there's just a little general overview. I think if I had to pick for best budget pick, it's going to be Generals. If I had to pick most soft, I would go Conte or Carbothello. Van Gogh are great if you can find them. I don't know. I really don't have a problem with any of these. I think it just depends on what you want. I feel like the Derwents and the Niones are a little bit firmer compared to the other ones here. But I really don't think any of them are bad. I was bummed with the Carbothello splitting on me like that. So, and I don't know if they do a full range. They may just do like some kind of sketching earthy tone sets. But yeah, I guess my picks would be Generals, Van Gogh if you can get them, Carbothello, Derwent, Nione. I guess I don't have any problems except for the Carbothello breaking. So just to kind of give you an overview, vibrancy, Carbothello and Generals, budget, quality, Generals. I think overall you're going to have a pretty good range, and I don't think there's anything wrong with picking and choosing between the different lines to get exactly what you want. So now I'm going to put all of my pencils into my little rack here. I'm going to make sure they're all organized because I feel like they got a little jumbled up somewhere along the lines. And I hope you have a wonderful day. Thanks for watching. Until next time, happy crafting. Bye!